Hey, this is Anthony from RevZilla TV. We can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new Dainese Super Speed D-Dry jacket, available at RevZilla.com. Stealing the DNA from the Super Speed and making it more versatile, this is the Super Speed D-Dry. So the Super Speed was a mesh sport jacket coupled with textile for hardcore aggressive sport riding. They've now taken a lot of that Dainese classic aggressive DNA in a short-waisted format meant for really 3-season warm weather riding, and they've given it a full D-Dry liner. So if we look at this jacket, lots of mesh, boomerang mesh on the sleeves, air mesh on the front, back, and the sides, flowing air in the hotter times of the year, great coverage in the summer. But there's a fully finished, waterproof, breathable D-Dry liner that is included, which is going to allow you to really stick it to Mother Nature, turning a 2-season jacket into a 3-season jacket. So spring, summer, fall, throw it at you, Mother Nature. You're going to be well and you're going to be covered. Now, if we look at it, CE-rated jacket, the other two big things that pop out here compared to the original Super Speed is they've refined the style just a hair. Super Speed was a mesh sport race-oriented jacket. I'm going to call this sport-oriented, but a little bit more sport commuter, a little bit more sport touring. You can see they've lost some of the embroidery. It's a little bit more refined in its style. I could very easily see a guy on a multi-strata that wanted a waist-length waterproof jacket that was going to be great in the summer, rocking this bad boy. Now, it is Dainese, which means extreme functionality, great Italian fashion, nice clean lines, 3 colors available here. You're looking at the black, white, red. There's also a dark gray high vis. There's also a gray version. Again, nice color options, and they tie in really nicely with our injected shoulders here. So up here towards the shoulders, you're going to have aluminum hard parts, these sliders that are done in a way that really sits nicely and sits flat. I like this new refinement, and that couples them with your Pro Shape armor. So CE-rated jacket with CE-rated shoulders, shoulder internal armor, which is soft with a hard part, and then if you move into the sleeves, you're going to have your Dainese proprietary armor at the shoulder that moves all the way down into the forearm, again giving you great coverage. Back protection is not included. It would be any G2 back protector that you'd be able to insert to really round out the mix. Now, quick note on sizing here in the Super Speed D-Dry. High-vis Brian, he's so visible, 6 foot, 195, 42-inch chest. He's wearing a size 52, fits spot on with what we expect from Dainese, so no surprises there matching up with the size chart. As always, we're going to ship for free, and I'd love to hear your gut reaction to the refinements, the changes, and really the positioning of the Super Speed D-Dry. Click here, subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback. Yell at High-vis Brian, tell him to cut his hair. Now, moving back into, you like that, right? Moving back into the jacket, you're going to see some nuance going on here. Let's walk through the front of the jacket. We already talked about the shoulders and the exposed hard parts. Let's move into the collar. 2 snaps of the collar, premium zippers. Notice the embossed snaps. And behind that, you're going to see that the collar on the inside, there's your D-Dry lining. It's going to poke out the top, and it's nice and finished. It has a standalone quality to it. It's not kind of your pull it out, throw it away quick and dirty. It's going to be your standalone campfire, motorcycle camping. It has a nice finished quality to it, and it sits a little higher, and you see that even more towards the back. If you move into the chest here, air mesh, darts, which are one of the standout features on the Super Speed, microflexion. Notice that reflectivity is not that big tape. It's going to be woven into the fabric. Dainese embossed logo into the chest, and as you work your way down, you're going to see along the side here more air mesh, hand warmer pockets here. These are going to be your white areas are going to be what are high-vis yellow in the fluoro version. Hand warmer pockets in the back, again, very basic. And then moving into the sleeve, again, slightly aggressive pre-shape, a little bit more sport articulation, and then moving into the snaps here, you're going to have set it and forget it snaps right there on the sleeve, and if you look towards the inside, there's not going to be that zipper, so again, it's going to be very basic, and you can see that D-Dry lining that's poking out from behind it. It kind of sits nice and flush. Turn and face away. No more looking at me. If you look at the side of the sleeve, coming down, more microflexion across the top. You're going to notice the original Super Speed had more embroidery up here. It was a little more sport-oriented. They've cleaned that up. They've made it more refined, a little bit more mature in its style. Microflexion, or I'm sorry, not microflexion, but microelastication done in textile along the back. Remember, it's a way to not add weight or not weaken the jacket, but add some reflectivity or add some elastication, some movement. We've already talked about the hard part, the armor on the elbow going all the way down to the forearm. If High-vis Brian lifts his arm like a robot, you're a robot. You're going to see you have panels of elastication that are classic elastication from Dainese that run down along the shoulder blade. Again, the textile is not going to give. You need that elastication. And you see your basic Velcro fasteners along the side. There's also going to be a 3 160-degree zipper in this bad boy. You tie it in with a Stockholm for the same amount of coverage. Now, moving to the back. This is where you start to see some of the changes they've made. They've moved the microflexion to the middle of the jacket from the bottom, knowing you're going to be in the upright riding position or the more sport riding position. I like that they did that. And again, it's microflexion, which means that it doesn't stand out when you're not getting hit with the lights off another motor vehicle. If you look up here, they lost that SPR logo that the Super Speed regular has. And what they've done is they've given you that neoprene panel with a big embossed demon head, which I really like. And if you move up towards the collar, notice the dual collar. Notice on the inside, the D-Dry lining is going to poke out about an inch. When you remove it, you'd have a more short cuff collar that would have that leather roll at the top. Again, classic. It's going to be very functional. It's going to tie in together nicely. And if you come all the way down towards the bottom, notice the drop seat they give you in case you are on a sport bike. If you are in that tuck or three-quarter position, you have more coverage. Notice it is an embossed Demon logo, or an embossed Dainese logo, rather. Come back around to the front for me there, Brian. Let's unzip. If High Vis Brian unzips fully, you're going to see our finished D-Dry liner on the inside. You're going to see it's connected with 2 points of connection right here along the top. Looking at the inside, actually I'm going to unsnap this bad boy down here along the bottom as well. Open it up, there's my NanoFeel liner. Notice my 360-degree zip. And then I have my pocket right here, which will take the Dainese split chest protector as well. And if you look at it, Brian, let's open it up. Pull open those snaps, spring-loaded snaps, nice big callback, nice big flat back there, rain gutter system. And if Brian opens it all the way up, you can see that it is finished. And that's your D-Dry lining. D-Dry linings are better than DWP. They're a little bit more breathable. It's more of a premium lining. You can even see that in the finish of it. It's meant to hold up and look good over time, especially that it's poking out. Now remember, this guy's going to be an increase in seasonality over something like the Super Speed. We've already talked about that, but there are other D-Dry and Gore-Tex liners that are going to be in the mix from Dainese. Make sure you check those guys out. So next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews of the Super Speed D-Dry at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free. And if you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.